So what if I told you I'm going to take your fishless cycle from 6 to 8 weeks down to 6 to 8 days? Intriguing, right? So for the first time in a long time, I don't have a freshwater tank running here in the fish room, so I can't take any cycled media out to place into the new 650 to get it ready and cycled for fish. So what I'm going to have to do is, because we're all about best practices here at Tank TV, is I'm going to have to do a fishless cycle. Now to give you a quick rundown, just in case you're a new fish keeper, is you have to cycle the tank before it is safe to add any type of livestock or fish to the aquarium. What will happen is when you add fish into the tank, you'll get ammonia build up from fish waste and decaying food. A bacteria will build up to deal and consume that ammonia, which will then turn it and convert it into nitrite. A secondary bacteria then builds up to deal with that nitrite, which then converts that into nitrate, which is safe at low levels for fish, but at high levels it is toxic, which we then get removed through water changes. Now, as far as I'm concerned, yes, there are bottled bacteria out there and there are other products which claim you can add them to the aquarium or to your filtration and put fish in on the same day. But like I said, we're all about best practices here, and as far as I'm concerned, if there is any sign of ammonia or nitrite or both of them together, your aquarium is not safe and it is not ready for fish. Two main reasons. One, ammonia and nitrite is a toxic substance, so why would you put the fish in there anyway? Number two, the tank isn't cycled, it's unstable, it's a weak cycle, whichever it may be, and you may still be just round the corner from any sort of problems that are going to affect the fish. So what's prompted me to do the test was this. I've been working with a company called Trop who's helped me source the rare fish that is going into this tank, or 5 of them in fact. Now they've got a product out on the market called Nitrico Goop. Now this is a live, harvested and dense beneficial bacteria that they do on site in their facility, in their warehouse. When you place an order for it, they package it up there and then, and they send it out to you next day delivery and tell you to get it in the tank within 2 days. So my theory is, I've dosed the tank to 2 ppm ammonia to start to get the cycle going. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to add the beneficial bacteria, the bacterial goop that is supplied by Trop, and I'm thinking, or hoping, touch wood, it will start to get the cycle going and pretty much cycle it immediately. Definitely not going to be 6 to 8 weeks, but I reckon we can get the full cycle done within a week. So the FX6 canisters are off the system. As you can see, they are brand new, sponges still clean. All this has only just been set up. Obviously the modified, if you've been following the channel, you know there's a modified FX6 where I've got 25 litres of media in there, and in that one the upgraded sponges and about 5 litres of media. I said all I'm going to do now, give it a shake. I'm going to add beneficial bacteria, the goop. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 in this one. I've got enough here. The system itself is about it's a 650 litre volume, probably about 575, 600 with the scape. I'm just going to put that into there. Now, one thing is, this isn't fish waste. Even though they're growing this bacteria in their facility, this isn't fish waste or broken down food or anything like that. That is what highly concentrated beneficial bacteria looks like. Now, this isn't a demonstration on how to use bacterial goop. Like I said, this isn't a sponsored video. This isn't a video they're supporting. Like I said, this is just something I want to test and experiment to see if we can take that fishless cycle right down to within a week. And I'm fully expecting when I turn these filters back on, a lot of it is going to shoot back out into the tank. That's it added. Like I said, tank's been dosed to 2 ppm ammonia to start the fishless cycle. Like I said, I'm fully expecting this to shoot back out into the tank. Isn't so much of a problem because, like I said, there's lots of hardscape in the tank for the beneficial bacteria to sit on, the rocks, the wood, the subtray. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this for about 20 minutes, half an hour now, just to settle and obviously get some of that beneficial bacteria settling on the media and on the sponges, and then I'm going to turn it on. So the filter's been turned back on, and as you can see, like I expected, it's kicked all back out into the tank, but like I said, it's absolutely fine. There's hard surface, hardscape for it to set on, the rocks, the wood, the subtray. But like I said, what we're going to do now is just see what happens. Like I said, tank's been dosed to 2 ppm to kickstart the ammonias and to kickstart the fishless cycle. It's now what, 7:30, so I'm going to come back at it tomorrow about 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, test it, see where it's going. I'll give you an update. Main result I'm going to be looking at is where it's going to be at after 24 hours. And I'll give you an update. So like I said, we're at 2 ppm ammonia, 0 nitrite because the ammonia's only just gone in, 0 nitrate. We've got the bacterial goop in there. Let's see what happens. So 24 hours later from the Goop going in and the first results are in. Obviously tank's cleared up really nicely. In fact, by the next morning it had cleared up already. Obviously, yeah, when you put the Goop in, it's gonna shoot out into the tank, but like I said, it's not a bad thing. Some of the bacteria is gonna settle on the hardscape in the tank and in the substrate, and then it's just gonna obviously continue to be filtered, be pulled into the filter, and then get caught up in the sponges and media, and eventually all of it will settle. Now, I got a little bit carried away with myself this morning, got a bit ahead of myself, and I tested after 12 hours. Hold on. The tank hadn't cycled, but the ammonia had already dropped from 2 ppm down to 1 ppm. Now, the most established and mature tank is going to struggle to deal with 2 ppm of ammonia within 12 hours. So like I said, I did get a little bit ahead of myself. Now what this effectively means, like I said, is I dosed the tank to 2 ppm ammonia just to start the fishless cycle, put in the bacterial Goop, and 24 hours later, this tank has officially cycled. Now for me, this is an absolute game changer within the hobby. Something we do so often and so wrong is cycle these tanks in an incorrect way, and we put fish into the tank and we expose them to nitrite and ammonia. Fish keepers and new fish keepers get advised the wrong way, telling them to fill the tank up, warm it up, put the fish in, and then it then goes through the nitrogen cycle, or they get told to put bottled bacteria or some form of bacteria into the tank, still exposing or given a nitrite and ammonia reading in the aquarium. This is now an effective way to fishless cycle a tank within 24 hours, and it's an absolute game changer. So this is something that we really want to get out there. So if you're watching this video, if you've got social media, if you're in a fish keeping group, get this video shared. If you've got friends or family that are looking to get into fish keeping, just gone and set up a new tank and they're looking to put fish in it, send them this video. And like I said, instead of them waiting 6 to 8 weeks doing a fishless cycle, waiting to put fish in, or maybe putting fish in straight away, this will show them how to get the tank cycled within 24 hours. Again, like I said, Trop are not supporting or sponsoring this video whatsoever. This was just a tank that I had to get cycled, and I was going to do it the fishless cycle way because I've been working with Sean at Trop to help source the fish that are going into this tank. Obviously I've seen a few times the bacterial Goop that they do and what they sell. Now, once I read into it and I looked into it and I saw on their Facebook page the video they uploaded of how they make it, produce it, nurture it, and so on, and package it, it was just an idea, an experiment that I wanted to do. But effectively, this tank has cycled from adding ammonia within 24 hours. The nitrite is at 0, the ammonia is at 0, and there's indications of nitrate in the tank, which effectively means it has gone through the cycle. So this tank is now effectively safe to put fish in. But one thing I am going to do is for the next sort of 5 to 6 days, I'm going to continue to dose the ammonia. What that would do is it would just make sure that the cycle in the tank is fully established, it's as strong as possibly can be, because when the fish first go in, there's going to be 2 or 3 days when there's no ammonia or nitrite in the tank. When you first put fish into the tank, they don't just then go and dump 2 ppm of ammonia. It takes a couple of days up to a week for it to build up. So I just want to make sure the cycle, the beneficial bacteria that's dealing with the ammonia and nitrite, is strong, it's well fed, ready for when the fish go in, and then finally start to feed it when they start to introduce ammonia to the tank. So what I'm going to show you now is a couple of images of the next 4 days, and what I'm going to still continue to do and show you is dosing the tank to 2 ppm in ammonia and then showing you the results 24 hours later. So you should have 1, 2, 3, 4 days. What you'll see is 2 ppm of ammonia. 24 hours later, there'll be no ammonia or nitrite in the tank, and you'll see an increase on the nitrate. Now what I've been doing is I've been using the API test kit just to show you on the images, obviously because the color is a lot more clearer when I'm trying to film it on camera, and I've also been using the NT Labs test kit for a more accurate result. But like I said, this is cycled and it's all done within 24 hours. Like I said, it's an absolute game changer within the hobby. Get the video shared, get it out there in front of your new fish keepers, get it on the Facebook groups. If the video's helped out or you're looking for more fish keeping tips, go and hit the subscribe button. And now the tank is ready for fish.